Television shows live and die by ratings numbers, but websites, they also live and die by their own ratings. It's time to check in and see who's getting the most hits on the net, and T.S. Kelly is here to help us out. He is the Director of Internet Media Strategies at Nielsen Net Ratings. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So tell us, for those people who don't know, what Nielsen Net Ratings does and how you guys actually compile numbers.
You know, it's very much like what Nielsen Media Research does for TV. You see ratings all the time. Seinfeld's #1, 2020, what goes down the line. It's very much the same way. We build a panel, a representative panel of the U.S., about 70,000 people right now, where we're tracking their online behavior, every click, every purchase, every stream, and we're also doing it worldwide in about 230,000 homes as well.
Fantastic. So, over the past week, I know you just came out with a report from April 22nd,
That's
the
correct.
week ending. Who's trending well this week?
Well, you guys were talking about space. Actually, Space
Day today.
Space Day. It's Space Day. Well, space-related content actually is very hot online as well. And the first place they go, there's a lot of sites that you can go to, but is NASA, nasa.gov. In March, they reached over 3 million unique visitors, went there, checked out stuff about Mir splashdown, Shuttle Endeavour launching, or any of the other shuttles as well. And in the last week, it's over 500,000 people went to the site to see everything that's going on with the space station right now.
Now, you were saying that that is primarily because whoever's getting the most hits and unique visitors is event-driven?
Well, there's a lot of things that go online. A lot of times people go to sites based on events that take place in the real world, like the Super Bowl, etc., or news-related information at the U.S.'s coal incident. They'll go to news sites, check out what's going on. Same thing when it comes to space. Things going on. We launched something up there, a refrigerator, a fax machine. We're going to the space-related sites to see all the information. Matter of fact, you go to the NASA site, you can actually see where Voyager is. And Voyager, we launched in the 70s, and the NASA site actually can tell you exactly where it is, because we're still getting stuff back from it.
It's a great site. And how I take it it's doing a lot better than other government or military sites?
NASA is the second most popular government-related site. If you looked at all government and nonprofit sites, about 33 million people go to those sites on a given month. It's the number two site, and I'm sure you could guess, the IRS site is the #1 site most recently. It's tax. Most definitely. You go down the line, weather. It's very similar to a lot of the .com sites that are out there, but they're .gov, .mil, and a number of .org as well. But the government sites are pretty much the most popular of those sites.
Now, I found an interesting fact in the report. It says that, you know, NASA received a 75% spike. But there were more men visiting the site than women, and they spent only an average of about 5 minutes on the NASA site.
Yeah. It's probably the same people who watch a lot of Star Trek. It's you're getting a lot of male. It's a male-dominated world as far as perhaps from a science standpoint or what have you. I think it's more just indicative of the people that perhaps are interested in the military that are going to that site. The NASA site comes and goes as far as traffic. So they had a spike this week. They had a spike about 3 weeks when Mir splashdown. Same thing as well. But there are a number of women that go to those sites as well.
Okay, switching gears a little bit. Sure. Another big winner, I would say, this week. You just got back from NAB in Las Vegas,
that's right.
And you were talking a lot about interactive TV. How is that going?
Well, there's been a lot of discussion about where or how to get interactive TV into the home. There's been a lot of attempts from a product standpoint. Gateway had their destination service. Over the years, we've seen it. Now, a lot of the digital set-top manufacturers use the NAB as a platform to showcase their new products. And a good example is Scientific Atlanta. They've got their new Explorer site, and it does everything from video on demand to pizza on demand. So they're obviously trying to show what these new things can do. But the challenge is what mix of a product, what mix of price point is effective to reach the consumer. And TiVo and Replay TV are similar, had those challenges last year, and Ultimate TV is going to figure that out this year.
So are we starting to see those sites move up in the online ratings?
Actually, TiVo, for one, just has signed a big deal a couple months ago with AOL Time Warner, where they're promoting that product through all their different content channels. So we're seeing a huge spike in traffic over at TiVo, and I think that's a good example. People are beginning to understand what TiVo can do. First, their marketing ploy in the beginning, back in 2000, as well as Replay TV, I don't think consumers understood exactly what that product did. I think thanks to Time Warner, they're beginning to figure it out. And TechTV too, because I know Jim Louderback, who's one of our lab rats, the king lab rat, he loves his TiVo. He talks about it all the time. I have one too. I absolutely love my Replay TV.
So I can tape Felicity. I won't talk about that.
That's all right.
You mentioned AOL Time Warner. Now, I saw something interesting on the chart is the top 8, whether people are surfing at home or surfing at work, they're identical. And you said that's normal.
You know, that's all about branding winning. We talk about the evolution of the net since the mid-90s and what players have won. AOL, MSN, Yahoo are the biggies. eBay is always up there. It's the brands that have won thus far, and especially now that the media companies have so much control over content, we're probably going to see that for the time. There's always going to be that Amazon-like event or Napster where one site seems to pop through and break through, and we'll always have that. But it's always going to be some of those big players that you'll see in the top.
I thought it was kind of funny because are people working at home on these sites, or are they at work kind of doing their leisure surfing?
Well, it's funny you say that. We see it mostly when it comes to the workplace, because of the high-speed access that they have, they're on a lot more often. About 95% of those that have access in the workplace use it, versus in the home where it's about 60 to 62%. So they are doing a little bit more probably leisure work in the leisure at the workplace, but still they're doing both in both places.
T.S., we have a phone call on the line. Phoner, are you there? I'm not sure. Carol. It's Carol from Montgomery, Alabama. Hi, Carol. What's on your mind?
Hi, yeah, I'm here, and I just wanted to say about the space travel. Look, when you're in construction, you go where your husband goes, and I went to dangerous places, Saudi Arabia, whatever. If he was young enough and he was going in space, I'd go with him. Really, I don't have a problem with safety as far as space travel, but what am I going to do when I get there? I need something to occupy me. If you're going to send a guy up, you got to send the wife too.
You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that, because earlier today we spoke with the founder and the president of the Space Tourism Association and Space Tourism Society, and he said, you know what, this is all in the works. They're planning cruise ships, they're planning hotels, they're planning activities for you to do. So if you get the chance to go, I guarantee you'll have activities.
Who goes first is the construction people, and that would be me. You got to get those
I hear what you're saying.
First.
Well, hopefully, maybe we can look into that for you and get some activities for the construction workers.
There's no problem with the safety of it. I mean, you go where the work is. That's what everybody does.
Thanks for your call, Carol.
You're quite welcome.
Carol, thank you. Thank you so much for your call. We appreciate it. T.S. Kelly, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to talking with you again next week about some interesting TV convergence internet